Hernández, and I am here with my colega, Kenneth Chacon, and we are here to share a little bit of our experience and introduce you to two amazing colegas, colleagues from Mexico, and a little project that we are trying to work on and to see how we could help each other. I have a little bit of Spanish words, which we will learn in this session. So creating vínculos, mi colega always says that I say that word a lot, vínculos.
Todo el tiempo.
Todo el tiempo. And what it is just creating links, creating like a yarn, un hilo de conexión. We're all connected somehow. And again, building global connections. I think that's the goal for us in this presentation. And hopefully at the end of the presentation, you will be able to get that motivation of getting connected and learning more about this, project that's slowly developing. And we want to be able to see why it's so necessary for us as faculty, staff, and administrators to go outside of Fresno City College to get more knowledge and share knowledge with other universities. And not just Mexico, maybe it could be somewhere else. We're just starting with Mexico because that's what we are familiar with. And we're also hoping that by us being a Hispanic Serving Institute, we will be able to share a little bit more, maybe be able to implement new things into our curriculum so we could serve our student population a little bit better. So continuing on, I want to start off, again, this is not a formal presentation. I wanted you to really come and listen to my story and listen to my corazón of why this even happened. So you being here, I need to share a story when I was a graduate student at the University of Arizona. I am a first-generation college student, Latina, and I was extremely shy and very intimidated by any faculty member that asked me questions because I have always been that way. They have a lot more power than what I ever expected. I was always the follower. And it wasn't until I was in the graduate program at the University of Arizona that I was in the Spanish program. But my roommates were very connected to the educational department, the education program, doing their PhD, their graduate work. So guess where I got invited most of the time? To the education gatherings. And it was one of these gatherings that they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from a small little town in Guanajuato, Mexico. And they're like, oh, we know a faculty member that's working on this project. He's trying to get funding and we're going to do a lot of fundraising. Come and help us. I was like, I hate talking to people. I don't know what to tell these faculty members. They have billions of research. And I'm like, I just started teaching. I have nothing written. I just did not connect. But after listening to Dr. Todd Fletcher give his little speech in one of these fundraising events, he captivated me. And sometimes what we say might not be directly to us, but it affects us indirectly. Because I really believed, and he did not know me. I never introduced myself because I was too shy, I was embarrassed, intimidated. But I went to so many of his fundraising events because I helped cook. I was the one in the kitchen. I was the one setting up. I was the one cleaning up with all the graduate students because we really believed that he could get the funding for this vision called Resplandor International. And, life happens. I left my program, came to Fresno. And when I got offered the opportunity to work here and I took the RAM rail, and then I'm like, oh, by taking RAM rail, I was like, how can I make a change? How can I bring something new to my students, linking them, serving them a little bit better, representing of who I saw myself? How can I get these tools? And that's where I'm like, I have an idea. I have a connection to Resplandor. And by that time, it was already set up. It was already developed. But this idea was too new to many of my colleagues here until, you know, the abuelas dicen, I always have the abuelas dicen, right? Grandmothers always say, when you have a crazy idea, cuando tienes una idea loca, consigue a otro loco, get another crazy one to go along with the flow. And this is my colega Chacon, like he was the one that kind of like said, okay, I don't know exactly what you're going for, but I'm right there. I'll be I think you mentioned, I'll be the one in la troca, I'll be the one on the co-pilot or something like that. And that's where the conversation began to, I'm like, okay, let's start sembrar semillas. Let's start sowing seeds of knowledge. Let's start, how can we improve ourselves in our curriculum and what we could offer students to make these vínculos so we could start building something more. So with all that, this summer, last year, I reached out to Dr. Todd Fletcher and I introduced myself. First time ever, like, hey, Dr. Todd Fletcher, do you remember X, Y, and Z? And he's like, oh, yes, I know Elsa. I know Arnulfo. I'm like, yes, they were, you know, office mates. We all knew each other. We just didn't really introduce each other directly. And this summer, 2024, we took a trip to meet Resplandor, to go meet his connections to the Universidad of Guanajuato. And it was there that when I saw his wife, when we went over for dinner, his wife right away recognized me because she's like, you helped us make the flag the morning. And I was like, yes, you remember me. And that's where Todd made the connection. We do have a huge impact on what can we motivate our students to do. Sometimes we feel that they don't listen. I was very quiet. I would never say anything, but I listened. I listened well because after this is 2008, it's already 2025. That first meeting, that first fundraising, and it was in a house. He was trying to get people, administrators, to go have dinner, some Mexican food, serve them some wine, some tequilita. And it's like that conversation where I did not have anything directly impacted towards me has indirectly impacted me in the long term, that I felt this is an amazing dream, a goal to be able to do many years later. So that's my intake with El Professor Todd. So with that, I would love to introduce you to Dr. Todd Fletcher, and you are welcome to share. Dr. Todd Fletcher is the faculty emeritus. He is retired from the University of Arizona, but he has done amazing work. And that's what I want you to get to know him a little bit more, and hopefully get motivated to start building those vínculos. Todd, you have the floor. Oh, I think you're muted.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Maribel and Kenneth, thank you so much for this invitation. Your spirit, your enthusiasm is really contagious. And I'm so happy that we finally connected after that time, and that I didn't, know you in an educational format at the university. But this is fantastic. And Abel, good day. It's good to see you, my friend. And all of you that are in attendance today, thank you for coming. We're excited to share about this project and this collaboration that I think has significant implications for all of us in terms of our practice, in terms of as individuals, in terms of our profession. So we're excited to share about this possibility that we can continue to work together and develop a relationship that will have many positive outcomes for everyone involved. So I'm just going to share quickly, give a little bit of context, because you're sitting there and you're saying, well, what is this all about? What is Guanajuato like? What is Resplandor? What is the University of Guanajuato? So I'm going to provide a little bit of context for Resplandor, and then I'm going to pass it off to Abel, who will tie it together in terms of his collaboration, our work together, and what he's been doing at the University of Guanajuato, and how his students have been engaged with me at Resplandor in multiple ways. So you have on the screen there, you can see it just as a description of Resplandor, what we're doing. We're located in Guanajuato. I'll show you a map here in a minute. We started in 2009. I see that your college is celebrating its 115 years. Incredible. We just celebrated 15 this summer. We did celebrate our 15th anniversary of Resplandor this summer. And so to be in existence for 115 years is impressive. So I wanted to congratulate the college on that logro, as I say.
Gracias.
Let's see if I can advance this. It should. I'm not sure how to advance it. Do you? Well, oh, I think I have to click the.
The little arrow. Oh, there you go.
What I need to say is that the context of the development of Resplandor is based upon my work at the University of Arizona, but I am a graduate of the University of the Americas in Puebla. I lived in Mexico as a young person and started developing my language skills and my intercultural skills. And I'm very thankful what Mexico has provided me and offered me in terms of so many possibilities. But when I became a professor at the University of Arizona, I was recruited to start a bilingual special education program. And as a part of that program, I developed a federal grant, which was funded for 25 years. And the purpose of the grant was to bring students to Mexico and orient them, immerse them, give them a taste of what Mexico was really like in terms of the culture, the language, but also the schools. And so as a result of that work, which started in 1985, actually, I became so adamant about this that I wanted to do something more concretely. You know, being at a university or community college, we talk about a lot of ideas and thoughts and research. But what I wanted to do was to start something more concrete that I could feel like we're really making a contribution to Mexican society, to the families, to the kids that had for so long been offering me so much in so many ways. So Resplandor is intimately tied with the University of Arizona and the Verano in Mexico program, which I started at that time. It still exists and it's ongoing. And I've been taking students to Mexico for many years as a result. And it was through this kind of relationship with the U of A and the Verano program that I developed also relationships with the University of Guanajuato, in which Abel will talk to you a little bit about in a moment. So let me move to the next slide. Here's the location of Guanajuato for those of you that don't know. It's kind of in the heart. It's in the center of Mexico. It's a very beautiful state and a beautiful city, the city of Guanajuato in particular. So let's see, let's go to the next one. Just let me say that Resplandor came about as a result of our work in Mexico and our collaboration, and thinking that, you know, and is now officially recognized nonprofit organization in the United States. It's a 501c3, and realizing that the purpose of a nonprofit is to be, in the sense, unite, create, and direct socially innovative projects that can contribute to both individual and social transformation. One of the things that I saw or I see in my students who come to Mexico, I tell them, when you come, I think there'll be two things that you can reflect on in your own personal experience in coming. One is an individual change and way of thinking about your own identity. Because really, I think what the program does, the Verano program did for many students, and what Resplandor provides is a way at looking at your own identity in terms of your relationship to others, and maybe others that you don't understand or know, or you don't speak the language, or culturally you're not connected to, but it does provide those opportunities. And based upon that individual identity change also comes social change, which is transformative. We could talk more about that, but basically the idea of Resplandor is to see about how we can make a difference with these projects. Here was the building, what it looked like in 2009, after we started working on it in 2008. So we did a little bit. The building was pretty much in shambles, and this is what in 2009 what it looked like when we inaugurated it. We had over 450 people come from around the world, really, and most of them from Mexico to support us. This is what the building looks like now. So it's been transformed. We now have 3 stories, and they all are functional and useful to us. The 3rd floor is a library. The 1st floor has a big kind of hall where we do a lot of our activities. The 2nd floor also has many classrooms. Here you can see the fachada, or the outside of Resplandor. This was painted by, or designed and painted by the kids at Resplandor. So you can see the collaboration between Mexico and the US. You can see the communities that we serve, Cajones, Trinidad, Ciénaga. You can see a lot of things there. But this is really an expression of the love of the kids from Cajones, where Resplandor is located, actually from the 3 or 4 communities that surround us. So it's really exciting. This is a mural in the library at Resplandor, because I have a friend who came and did a mural at the dedication in 2009, and his son was actually at that time. And I asked him to come back at our 10th anniversary, and he did this mural in the library that provides me an image of what happens when we read. Our mind expands, everything that we know increases our knowledge. It's just incredible. So that's a photo from there. Here also is in the other part of the library there up on the 3rd floor, where you can see we have books for adults, adolescents, as well as for children. This is the view looking out of the 3rd floor towards the area around Resplandor and back towards Guanajuato. One of the things that is primary for our work at Resplandor is the sanctity of children. Children are the most precious treasures that a community can possess, because they are the promise and guarantee of the future. We firmly believe that in our work. That's what we try to show in our love and our commitment and our dedication to providing programs and activities for kids. This is an example of a couple of kids who are beautiful and are sharing that loving spirit that we try to embody at Resplandor. When we say that science with love is Resplandor, or in Spanish, ciencia con amor es Resplandor. Here's another photo that was taken at the inauguration in 2009, which represents what we're trying to do at Resplandor: release the potential of every child so that they can maximize their potential. And this shows them flying and reaching their potential, the ability to do that. So that's our challenge. The mural you see here in the background is the father of the son who did the mural in the library upstairs. He did this in 2009. He came to the community a couple days before the dedication and did this beautiful mural representing the community of Cajones, and in particular the women who are fundamental, or the pillars of what we do. And then below you see the kids. You see a teacher kind of sitting there doing classroom activities. What are the programs at Resplandor? Well, we have early intervention programs and equine therapy for kids with disabilities. We've just started an Earth Keepers campus focused on environmental education, which we take kids around and introduce them to the environment and help them fall in love with nature. We have after-school programs every day beginning at 4 o'clock until about 6:30 or 7, in which volunteers come and provide classes of music, art, theater, sports, karate, Zumba, and there are others as well. We also have love of reading projects, and we have a significant summer school program where communities from around the Resplandor come from a period of 1 to 2 weeks, and we provide them classes free of charge, focused on all kinds of different themes. Here's a photo of equine therapy. We're doing that there, as I said, providing that to kids with disabilities who have special needs. And equine therapy is a very powerful tool, as you may or may not know. This is a couple of photos from the Earth Keepers project. That view on the left is a view of the backdrop of Guanajuato as well as Resplandor. But this is a cerro, or a butte that we climb, and we do a lot of activities related to science, education, environment. On the right is showing the concept of time and how things change over time. That is a part of the Earth Keepers, or the Cuidadores de la Tierra program. Again, these are some pictures from Resplandor of projects that we do. This is a group of people who participated in our summer school program a few years ago, but you can see the kids, you can see the professors, you can see the university students and faculty, as well as other people who come to contribute to this incredible program that we have. We also have a lot of volunteers. Resplandor is a volunteer program that we operate based upon people coming and offering things. So we've had volunteers, you can see here, from Italy, Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia, who have come. We also have we've had 3 women in the past come for our summer program, who come and provide really an incredible perspective dimension of intercultural education, talking about their communities in Guatemala. One of the things that we're trying to link up, in particular, this relates to the University of Guanajuato, but also relates to, I think, Fresno City College in terms of your participation, or those who could come in the summer, is that we have a scholar in residence, which we've had. I established a scholar in residence program for a colleague. His name was Richard Ruiz, who passed on a few years ago, over 7 or 8 now, because we've had 7 scholars in residence to this point in the history of Resplandor. These scholars come down to Guanajuato for a period of 4 to 5 weeks. They work with Abel and I in that interdisciplinary colloquium that he's going to talk a little bit about. They work in the schools providing lectures and doing stuff at Resplandor. It's a fantastic program, and it's a way that we can contribute and provide some kind of support in the development of educational programming in Guanajuato and collaboration. Fantastic program, and this will continue this summer. We have our resident, it's going to be Tausia Gonzalez from the University of Arizona this summer, so we're really excited about that. One of the things that inspired me, because I am the founder of Resplandor, and what we're motivated by at Resplandor is individual initiative, recognizing that we can wait for the government to help us or tell us what to do or provide support, but we also go by the dictum here that we are the ones that we've been waiting for. What does that mean? Is that we have the ability, we have the potential to make change, to do things, to carry out projects that we're inspired by, that we want to complete. And so we want to develop that sense or that sentiment in those that come to Resplandor as well, is that we can make a difference through our actions and through projects like Resplandor, which is one little example of a project that can happen anywhere. So we want to maximize human potential. We try to do that through the programs that I shared a little bit with you about. So we say science with love is Resplandor, which is what does that mean? It means, okay, we're going to use the science and the knowledge and the techniques that we know that work with kids. Research that says, okay, in the educational environment, in a classroom, these are things that work well for kids. But we know that whatever strategy or technique that we use to work with kids has no meaning and will not reach them if you don't do it with the affect, the love that is provided along with the teaching process or in our daily actions with everyone. So ciencia con amor es resplandor, as another way of saying it. And this is another view of Resplandor from the front as you come in. Again, we have 3 floors there. We have quite a large piece of property. We have a football court. We have a pickleball court, which we recently put in. We have a pasturing area in the back for the horses and animals. We have chickens, we have rabbits, we have a lot of things. The idea with this presentation today is that this could be a possible vínculo, or it is already, because Maribel and Kenneth have already been there, and they're already a part of the Resplandor family. And I think that's why, both of them want to continue this possibility, because we've seen how it affects us and how it affects kids and how it affects people who go there. And so we hope that this could be a venue that people coming down from Fresno City College could participate in, could get engaged in, and be a part of. So we're really excited about the possibilities of what this could mean. Now, this is my email address. The second address is resplandorinternational.org. That's the website that you can go to and see what's going on. What I want to do now, and we're also on Instagram and Facebook. We would love to have your participation. I'm really excited about Maribel and Kenneth and their initiative that they're putting in place here to see that this might become a reality for you guys. And I think to me, my whole life has changed as a result of my work on an international level. I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I've had. And I think for the opportunities that have been given to students to do this over the years as well, because it is very transformative.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fletcher. So with that being said, I want to now introduce you to El Dr. Abel. He is coming from the University of Guanajuato, which Todd mentioned the strong connection between Resplandor, the University of Arizona, and the University of Guanajuato, how everything is now mixing in together. So let me introduce you here. Let me see where I have my presentation. Oh, excellent. Here we go. Is it that one? Where's my presentation? Ah, here we go. So this is Abel, and you see him in the video over there. So Abel, the floor is yours. Bienvenido.
Gracias. Thank you very much. Well, thank you for the work that you are doing there and also the initiative to make these two collaborate together with Kenneth and you, well, and the faculty there. What I want to introduce briefly is something that I've been working at the University of Guanajuato for almost 20 years. But since 10 years ago, I started doing colloquium, an international colloquium, inviting friends from different universities, mainly from the US, actually, but also from Latin America and also from Europe. And we have each year a colloquium, an international colloquium, on the title is Human Welfare Rights, Global Ethics, and Education, with different themes. And also, I've been working with Todd because we have, as the University of Guanajuato, there is a research program for students each summer. So normally it's for students from the University of Guanajuato, but there is also the opportunity for students of other universities to come and to participate, enroll to this research summer program. And what I've been doing with Todd Fletcher is for the last 2 or 3 years is to put in a seminar first during the 4 weeks with the students. The first time they were from Arizona. They were some from Germany and the students from the University of Guanajuato as well. So they work together in this kind of research seminar to discuss mainly issues about intercultural pedagogy, so to say, to create one of the or two workshops that will be a part of the summer program or at Resplandor with the kids for, well, actually they are like for primary school and secondary school. So the students will be working with them, preparing some kind of courses or workshops for the children to engage and to learn different issues. So that's particularly what I've been doing with Todd Fletcher and this program. Let me show you briefly let me just share here with you. Let me check how, which is the one. Okay, okay, here. first, then for with partners from different universities, we created from the first time that we did the colloquium this kind of research network on human development. Here are some of the partners that have been working with us or have been collaborating. Now I need to update actually the institutions here, but you can see this one on the left hand side is the Leibniz University in Hanover, that's from Germany. North Georgia University is the next. Berkeley, I got some friends from Berkeley that currently they are not participating any longer, so maybe I'm going to change that. And then there are other universities here in Mexico, Querétaro, La UNAM as well. Now I need to put, well, the UNAM is, my friend is in Morelia currently. So, well, here are and Arizona, obviously with Todd Fletcher. So, well, there are some universities collaborating with us. There was one from Chile as well that now is not there, but there's another collaborator is not longer at the university. Also, she is still participating. And now we are developing a particular project that is called 3Inter, that is intercultural, interdisciplinary, and international project. And I'm going to present briefly what we are going to do for this current year, what we want to do, particular with a kind of webinar that we are going to run from this month. At the end of this month will be the first meeting, and we want to have monthly meetings through Zoom, actually, to have this webinar. We did one first time. Well, we started a seminar like this 2 years ago. We didn't do it last year, but we want to take it again this year. So, let me see. I have as here in the page on Facebook for the research network, and here there are many of the things that we have done in the past. And actually, I don't know, can you see the Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay, so because I wanted to point this here one, you can see Todd Fletcher there. That was part of what we did 2 years ago. We did last year as well, but I don't have the presentations from that last year. But this was from 2 years ago, and this was the workshop for the research seminar that I told you with the students from different parts. And it was about the didactics of peace and human development. And Todd Fletcher did this presentation one of the days of the seminar that actually was presenting the Resplandor for the students. So normally we have different scholars presenting, Todd Fletcher, myself, and others from the University of Guanajuato, and others invited from other universities as well. So that's part of the summer research project that we have, and it will be interesting if you can join us, for instance, in this coming summer, or you can send some of your students. Will be really interesting for us to have them here. Actually, there is a way in which they can enroll through the university, and they will get a small support amount of scholarship. Maybe it's not that meaningful for a student from the US, but anyway, and it's something there. And what is important is that it's acknowledged by the university, and the university will issue a certificate in the participation of research summer program. And now let me stop here and share with you briefly about the project of the 3Inter project, what we have now. Because let me get here briefly. Okay, now let me go back to share. So I'm going to take you through this is briefly just a general presentation. You can see it, right? Can you see the presentation there? Can you tell me if you can?
I can see it, Abel.
Okay, perfect. So, okay, here the three inter is about this international, intercultural, and interdisciplinary approach. And we want to build a virtual classroom for the educational actions, um, taking into account the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. And this is a project for the International Research Network that I told you about. And for this coming year, we want to build what is it about this? The E3 is a dynamic space designed for youth, students, academics, and interested audiences to exchange knowledge and share their research, innovative ideas, and unique perspectives through webinars, seminars, and sharing in different ways. We particularly now I are aiming for this webinar, but we want to receive as well um, research through books or papers from our collaborators that we want to create like kind of archive to put all the material that could be shared there in order to have materials to share with our students. So our mission goes beyond the digital realm. That's true as well. And we are aiming to build a global community guided by the Sustainable Development Goals. And we aspire to create an international network to foster a global community of young individuals, students, researchers, and interested audiences, promoting collaboration and knowledge exchange across diverse cultures and disciplines, exchanging this knowledge. To promote intercultural spaces, recognize cultural diversity as a source of enrichment and mutual understanding, create an environment that celebrates and values this diversity. Facilitate academic exchange, provide opportunities and collaborations to expand intellectual horizons and strengthen participants' research skills. Organize an annual congress and colloquium to serve as a platform for presenting research, connecting with experts in various fields, and engaging in constructive debates on global issues. As this had been ongoing for a while, we have had okay, just let me finish this. For this year, we want to call the title of the series of the webinar, Global Dialogue for Sustainable Education, will be for these 12 months, monthly, and the topics will be divided in 4 main issues of taking into account the developmental goals of the global development objectives. The first 4 will be about social challenges. The next will be environmental challenges, and finally, economic challenges. And for the first part, we will have these are the proposal that to discuss about equity in education, access, global perspectives, that will be January, February, cultural exchange without borders, success stories. March will be peace culture in education, practices and policies. And finally, in April, the idea is to have a panel discussion about overcoming social challenges in education. And well, this is the presentation that I have for you. Just to comment that before, because we have had this seminar for a while, we have had the chance to connect with friends, and we have had the opportunity of visit some of them, and they have been also exchanging. For instance, particularly we have a colleague in the University of Pennsylvania with an immigrant community that works. It's similar to what is doing Todd Fletcher here in the Resplandor for the development of the community, but that there is for an immigrant community near Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, in Norristown, in Pennsylvania. And these friends have been working for a while there as well. I think the community probably got also like 10 years, and they were invited. They met some of our friends from Germany here, and then our friends from Germany invited them to make some lectures there in the Leibniz University in Hanover. I've been invited there as well to share with the students. So it's interesting that we have had the opportunity through this collaboration of moving around. And obviously, we would like to have the opportunity with you to also increase the chances of participating, you here with us or you in another part with other of our friends of this community. Well, actually now I think that Todd is visiting Hawaii and will be meeting a friend that he met here as well, a friend of mine, Ashley, that she has been working with us in the seminar for the summer program, and she's at the University of Hawaii, but she has been working in a particular community in Chiapas here in Mexico, developing work on social psychology is her specialty, particularly anthropology. And she speaks Spanish fluently, but also speaks Tzotzil, a language from the Mayas in Chiapas. And actually, as part of the collaboration, we also have a book in which she wrote a chapter, and the chapter was translated into Spanish, and the University of Hawaii paid the translation into Tzotzil. So we have in that book that I will send later the link for the book to you, so you can also have access to that material. So, well, particularly this is what I wanted to share with you, and I'm really looking forward if you would like to collaborate with us here at the University of Guanajuato and the Resplandor, because, well, that's a part of what we want to do in this community is also to have the chance to work with these organizations that are serving the culture and the development of the communities. It's not just the academic part, but also the development of the communities. And I think that's quite interesting that we have this opportunity here, particularly with Todd Fletcher. So we have the chance for the students that may come to engage with the academics, but at the same time to have a practical experience in doing something else for the development of the community. And I think that's one of the most important parts of the shared work that we would like to explore with you or with others, that is making something practical and useful for the development of the culture and the community, and not just the academical part. So thank you very much, and we are here, well, I'm here for, if you have any questions. Hopefully you could understand what I said. I'm aware that my English skills are not as the Spanish
Now we
ones.
understood. Thank you so much. And actually, we met Abel through Todd because Chacon and I went to this international, intercultural, interdisciplinary colloquium. So we participated, we met, we were physically in the classroom at the Universidad de Guanajuato, but there were so many people from all over the place. From France and from different parts of the world. So it was all about the topic that we were discussing was DEIAA. So we were very familiar. So we had knowledge to share with this community about our perspective of what equity looks in our campus, in our community. So with that, Chacon, profe, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you, Abel. Thank you, Todd. I'll just talk a little bit about why I'm here and maybe a little bit about why you're here. So my name is Kenneth Chacon. I've been teaching English for about 20 years full-time. This is our 20th year, Margaret. It's crazy. Anyways, I mean, I've taught here for quite a while, and I think I hit a point in my teaching where I just got comfortable. Where I just, I've had some good training. I taught in the blended program for like 10, 15 years. I mean, it was quite a long time. And so I got some outstanding equity training through Puente that, I used, and it was great. But I feel like I hit at some point in teaching so long, just the part where I wasn't growing, I wasn't becoming any better. I took RAMRAL, and that talked about a lot of issues that I was aware of because, of Puente and everything, but it's a lot different when you're in the classroom. You know what I mean? When you're learning Ramrao, when you're with others. And, you know, like part of it is like just living it out there. And one of the things that I noticed was happening with the advent of AB 705, which basically got rid of all of our developmental levels of English, is that I was getting students who spoke primarily, like almost all Spanish. And they would have to interpret their texts and, you know, I'm a Pocho Chicano, so I didn't grow up speaking Spanish, and there was just always like a divide that happened. And, you know, I've always kind of put it in my mind that I was eventually one day gonna travel. I always wanted to go to Mexico, but I come from a poor family. I got lots of kids. You know, I don't have a lot of connections to Mexico itself. Like my family kind of broke off contact with our family over there. And so, you know, the years just started piling up and I didn't travel. I didn't go. I didn't do anything. And like I said, I kind of hit like a rut. Well, there was actually a program that Margaret and I participated in, which was called K-Work, and it was just a wonderful program. Not just because it was all expense paid, although that was a big part of it. It gave me the opportunity to travel and not have to tell my wife I spent all this money to travel. And we just did some of the things that were amazing. And like, it made me realize that even though with all this Puente training, you know, having taken Chicano studies, you know, I've been, you know, been active socially, politically, and those kinds of things. Like there was still a disconnect between me and my students. And so Maribel and I have been friends for quite a while, colleagues obviously. And I just came and because she was helping me with my Spanish at the time, she was a Spanish instructor. And I just told her about this experience. And she loves Guanajuato, Hoconoxtle, which is her city. She's always talking, her town, it's a very small town. She's always talking about it. And so we started getting together and we're like, we need to create a vínculo, like from Fresno to Mexico. And specifically, you know, because of course, I'm just a Pocho Chicano, I'm thinking safety as well, you know what I mean, when I travel. And she was telling me, Guanajuato, it's so safe and so beautiful. And you see that we have baked in community with Resplandor. I didn't really fully understand what Resplandor was, a nonprofit, you know, volunteer organization until I went and saw it, and it is beautiful. I mean, like, you know, I mean, it's very humble, but you can see the potential of what it is, what it will become, and honestly, it's just those vínculos that were exciting. And so the reason that we're here is because we want to tell you about our travels. We were able to visit Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City as well. And we're planning again going this year. But what we're really like looking for is support on campus. We want to take a contingent of primarily faculty, although there has been discussion for certificated personnel and other people, but faculty to get out of our comfort zones. It's one thing to talk about, you know, equity and inclusion. It's another thing to get out of your comfort zone and really humble yourself, especially with the language, like especially if you don't speak Spanish. And the connections that I made there were just fantastic. And it really, I mean, you know, to hang out at the University of Guanajuato, it's beautiful. Got this huge staircase above. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And the town itself is gorgeous. And again, just getting out of my comfort zone. So, you know, what we're doing is we're looking for support on campus. We were actually able to get fully funded for our trip last year. And we thought, okay, well, maybe we can make this where people can apply for travel and conference funds. It's going to cost a little bit more, but maybe we can find some funding, some home on campus where we can get the support. Like I said, that program K-Work was just so meaningful. I changed a lot of my curriculum because of that trip. I just wanted to give like others the opportunity to travel, to fraternize with you know, the intellectual community. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. And then I also often think like, what could be possible for Fresno? Like we need something like Resplandor. You know, we've made some connections. We've been in connection with Arte Americas. We've thought about like having a focus on the Bracero program because there were a lot of workers that migrated to the United States to work here, specifically in Fresno County. You know, I mean, we've got a big immigrant campesino population. But we've thought about doing things like that. We've had the idea of child development, like working with the Child Development Center, since obviously Resplandor works with children. And we've also thought about like different things like, you know, in Guanajuato, they have las minas, the mines, and it's one of the most popular things, most famous things in terms of tourism, because the soil there like preserves dead bodies, basically, like it's just so like, so they're famous for their momias, yeah, they're momias, they're mummies. And so we thought, well, maybe there could be like a specific focus for faculty, like if you're in, what is the science of geology? If you're in geology, you can go and study, you know, the mines and things like that. So we're looking for faculty support, maybe to get a small contingent to travel there, to have the professional development, the DEI training, volunteer at Resplandor, and then be able to investigate something pertinent to your field, something that you can use to change your curriculum. And so we're just looking for support, you know, maybe that's not you, but we are looking for a home, we're looking for money, so that way we can tell people, hey, apply for Travel and Conference and you know, you can get this other funding. But it's just, I think that these ideas are best when they're faculty driven. And so we're just coming to the faculty, asking for you to help drive. And if you know somebody who might be interested, like I just want you to know it's here. We're working on it in the background. We have these wonderful connections, and yeah, we're not going to stop until we see it happen. And then the best thing I think I got out of this was, we are the ones we've been waiting for. I love that idea. And if you have an idea, if you get on fire for something, you know, the best idea is to find another local or loca and then see if it'll work. And so that's what we're doing here. And we thank you for your time.
Yes, 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 yes. And I think that's a perfect quote that Todd mentioned, you know, we are the ones that we are waiting for, because it comes with a lot more corazón, heart, when faculty is behind it. Like, this is an idea, and then we collaborate with our administrators. So what is a possibility? And that's where policies come in, and then, okay, then we do need bigger funding. Who could collaborate more? How can we as faculty be able to fundraise? How can we, I mean, I was making flans and mole to build the Resplandor in the background. He never knew that, but I perfected my flan because I baked so many flans when I was there.
Very good.
To be able to see the vision, and again, the power that faculty, staff, administrators have on students. We might not think that they're not paying attention, but we are. I was. And it's sometimes we are late bloomers and our voices come in a much later time. But this is the connection. And I mean, we started this connection more than a year ago when he went to the program first time in Mexico. And then when he came back, I saw that flame of, I need to really go back. And I'm like, here we are. Practice your subjective, and we will go again. So practicing and building these vínculos. And that's what we wanted pretty much to share with everyone here, that we have great connections at the Universidad de Guanajuato, Resplandor, and it's not just, oh, Spanish program. No, it's not just the English program. It could be all of us, because when we bring our tequios, our work ethic, what we are good at, our talents, we could really help each other create, tejer a stronger vínculo to a global perspective for our students. And I think that's our purpose of this presentation today. So we are working with our administrators, we are working with people, we are sharing with colleagues and saying, wow, you work at the education department? I have a great resource for you. Wouldn't it be amazing if our students had the opportunity to go and see an educational system in Mexico, come back, go to a four-year university with that experience? That's something that would be amazing for our students. So with that being said, gracias. And if you have any questions, we are here. Just anything that you like, you're welcome to ask questions for Todd or Abel. So please, anything that you
Enjoy your
have.
weekend.
Or enjoy your weekend, because it's Friday and it's late, but we really do want to thank you for this and for coming.
Yeah, God bless the face-to-facers.
Yes, yes, face to face is always much better.
I would
But-
love to be there with you, Maribel, and be able to see everybody directly. I think the wonderful thing that Maribel's expressing is that, you know, to go someplace and to engage people in the culture and get a chance to really know what's going on rather than just visiting and just, you know, seeing the site superficially. So I think Resplandor provides that opportunity, and the kinds of things that Abel talked about also provide opportunities to work with students from all over, because we have a large international group there as well as the faculty. It's really a fantastic opportunity. And, you know, whether you can get funding or not, some of you, depending upon your own individual initiative, might want to come down and visit. And you're always welcome. Guanajuato is a very friendly place. It's very small, so it's not overwhelming. And it's just a great place to be and to get around. And we would be happy to have you there and, you know, take you places and show you around as well. It's just really, you know, that's what I'm there for anyway, to provide that kind of opportunity for those that want it.
Wonderful. And we look forward to getting that link to your webinars, Abel. So if you could share those links to the webinars that are coming up in the next couple of months, it's a great space to get introduced, to see the topics and to see what you can bring into the table. What can we bring? What can we take to be able to share it with our faculty here to continue to work and get motivated to move that wheel, right? So it's about cycles. But yes, thank you so much, Dr. Fletcher. Thank you so much, Dr. Abel.
Did anybody have a question or a comment? Love to hear from somebody in the audience.
Oh,
Any of
you
your
like
thoughts?
it, I like it. It's awesome. Who's ready to go to Guanajuato with us? There you go. I think we have 3 people in here at least that raised their hands. So thank you again for joining us. Preguntas, cualquier cosita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
That
we're
was
good.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for all your patience and your time here. Well, if you are adventurous, maybe you can actually in the space where is the Resplandor, Todd can use, well, he habilitates some of the classrooms there as rooms with actually spaces for someone adventurous to go and stay in there. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to go there. Well, normally for volunteers, that's the way they work for them, but I'm sure that Todd will be kind enough to invite you there. Also, he got a house in the city center that is much better, but you need to talk nicely to him and maybe you can get there as well.
Yeah, anytime. Really, it's really, there's lots of opportunities, you know, if you want to do something, you know, just do it, you know, just do it, just take, you know, like Kenneth was saying, you know, I think, you know, it's really up to us what we want to do and what, you know, you look back and say, well, I should have done this, or I should have done that. Just do it, you know, we're here to support you in any way that we can when you come. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for the students, to really give them those opportunities. So yeah, just do it, you know. And Maribel is fantastic. I'm so impressed, Maribel, with you and with Kenneth with this initiative. And just your enthusiasm, it makes me feel really good.
Wonderful. I'm happy that finally I'm not shy and or intimidated to talk to my colega. It took a couple of years, but here we are. Muchísimas gracias. So I will be in communication and I hope to see you through the webinars. that
Nos
you'll be
vemos
coming.
pronto.
Nos vemos
Nos
pronto.
vemos.
This summer.
Thank you. See you.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Hasta pronto. Bye-bye.
Thank you everyone for coming. So yes. Within, I don't know, maybe a year or two, if you hear our names and say, hey, this is a program where we're taking faculty for professional development, that's us. That's the vision, faculty for professional development, to be able to travel, to be able to bring back something, to be able to implement in our curriculum, to be able to implement it into our classroom. That's our goal.